appropriate amount of pressure.
Yeah, been a little bit, but sometimes you need that little bit. Get back in the flow. Get it going again. Go Partlow. Right to the ashtray.
All right, folks. New show, new platform. I'm Ryan.
I'm Jaime. Jimmy.
Co-host Jimmy. This is the Partloadian podcast, and the way we're gonna start it up right now is, we could do we could do current events, weather, throughout the nation and the world, or we could go super duper local, because of the name of the podcast.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's current events that happen right up the fucking road.
That was great.
Dumbasses.
Dude, it was hilarious. You had sent me a thing about it, on Facebook, you're from Partlow and I had tried to sign on to it, and they rejected my initial thing. And now that I think about it, it might just be because I didn't check yes on all the things, like don't be offensive, don't do this, don't do that. And maybe I didn't do that. Anyways, I got back on here, and that rec really lets me know that the people around here, they know what's going on, and they don't like it.
Speaking of that page, and I don't think you probably saw the one I was talking about if you did look at it, I had sent you a message about checking out something I commented on, and I know I commented on the thing you posted, which was innocent stuff.
I didn't.
But somebody posted a
did.
picture of a memorial that Russia gave the United States for 9/11, and it was across the river in New Jersey and stuff. I don't know if pretty much I commented because it looks like a nice memorial, very nice of Russia to do. It was from Russia, and of course I decided to comment. Did they place this memorial in the same location where the group of Israelis were waiting in anticipation for the first plane to hit to hit the towers? And
wait, and this was something on the part that you might be from Partlow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and then it just kind of went away.
Damn, all I saw was people looking for plumbers and electricians and, hey, what's killing my chickens
I noticed
out
it
here
kind
in
of
the country?
disappeared, and I didn't. A couple people liked it, which is good. I believe one of them was Danny, though, which is good because Danny's awake.
Okay.
Hey, one soul at a time, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, you think globally, work locally. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
all you gotta do is state facts.
Yeah,
I like facts.
And I know we're well, I don't know if you are. I'm purposely being vague as fuck because this is where we live. But of course, you got to talk about the elephant in the room. By the time we put this out.
Oh, wait. Are you talking about hitting current events?
Yeah.
Well,
outside of Partlow.
Well, let's dive into it then. Here we go. Aha! On with the Partloadian news. To here and beyond. Oh no. All right.
Well, I mean, dude, you can't, dude. It's funny because he survived, but yes, last week, former President Donald Trump and basically Republican, nominee for the president this year, and they tried to whack him and they failed. And you really saw the way that our country reacts right now to something like that. And it goes all over the place. You have Democrat and Republican politicians on both sides, like, hey, you know, this shit is getting out of control. We got to tone this kind of stuff down. And you know what? If you take it like that and you say, hey, media, knock this shit off. Hey, you know, I mean, come on. There's the thing about fucking Maxine Waters. You go out there and you stop them. You know?
Get in their face.
Yeah.
You get in their face.
You know, and that kind of rhetoric, it built up and built up and built up. And,
The
you know,
same
maybe
media
this is what
that's
happened.
saying tone it down is the same media that built that shit up, though, too.
Exactly.
I don't want.
Well, and hey, but where do you go? You know, like and they're probably never going to do this. You're never going to see people on CNN going, hey, my bad for the last, not just 4 years, the last 8 years, the last fucking 16, 12, 16, whatever, you know, like my bad. You'll never see them do that. But where are they supposed to go? It's like, oh, either they've got a backbone and they say, all right, look, this is fucking crazy. And you can think what you will about. I made I posted something on Facebook today. I said, I can't remember what my exact post was, but basically it's like, hey, the sniper's bullet rarely causes less death. Like, yeah, you assassinate somebody, and then the assassination of that person tends to, especially with very, you know, powerful people, it tends to lead to really bad situations. So, I said, I gave 4 examples. You got Lincoln, you got Martin Luther King, you got JFK, and then, because those are strictly American examples.
Especially JFK, because a bunch of good shit was about to happen, and then they ruined it.
You either lost important leaders, or in this last case, because those were 3 American cases, obviously Lincoln, Martin Luther King, Kennedy, but the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand, drug the death of one person by an assassin's bullet drug the entire world into war. It's like, yeah, we killed him, we got him, we're gonna get what we want. No, your ass is getting
that was
shipped to
attempted
Poland,
multiple times. They tried to throw a bomb at him. Like, you got to picture. I picture the bombs from the cartoons back in the day when it's that, you know, the early 1900s. But they tried to throw a bomb at him before that. A lot of these people, there's multiple attempts. It used to be crazy with assassinations back then.
Like, dude,
and that's all it took to get the ball rolling, taking that one dude out. And then it's like a trickle effect, and then the treaties that countries have with each other kick in, and then boom.
And you know, it was kind of funny because those are like the examples that I gave. Those are 4 like super historical, like those are taught in history books. And I saw this thing where it was, and I can't remember. I mean, there's like Joy Behar, Whoopi Goldberg. I don't know the rotating members of The View, but there was this young woman who was trying to explain, like, in regards to what just happened with Trump, like, you know, you don't understand, like, nothing like this has happened in the past 40 years in America. And then Joy Behar, to her credit, I don't really like her, but she was like, I was actually like, there's still people alive who witnessed that, you know? And then another lady was like, what about, I mean,
Well, I mean, Reagan had an attempt. He was shot in 1980.
That's another super duper famous one. But I mean, to think that this hasn't happened even in the past 20 years, dude, this shit's happened in the past 7 years. Remember I forget who it was.
Well, Steve Scalise was shot when they had the softball game.
Yes, that's one that was really popular. And then there was another one. But like, this isn't something
there
that
was that
hasn't
Gabby
happened
Giffords
before.
lady who was a Democrat.
That's the other
she got
example
shot in the
that they
head. I
gave.
think her husband ended up getting her Senate seat.
Yes,
for a little bit.
And they made those examples. This isn't like
they all lived, and I mean, maybe that's why people forget, because then when they live, people
you know what?
forget quicker.
It's possible.
I don't know.
But those are, you know, it rarely solves a problem.
And then, like,
it just creates more.
You can. This one wasn't, you know, a shooting, but Rand Paul was mowing his lawn, and his crazy ass fucking neighbor came and beat the shit out of him in his front yard and broke several of his ribs and
that
shit.
Sounds
I think.
like something.
Yeah, dude.
That sounds like something that I would have seen. Like that would just be like
Yeah, it was a
something that you
few
still
years
have on
ago.
YouTube.
Yeah,
as
dude,
like a
fucking crazy motherfucker. His fucking neighbor. Fuck that.
Yeah, and you know,
And it still happens around the world. There was a Japanese ex-Japanese prime minister who was really popular. He was assassinated just a year or two ago, and they don't even have guns over there. And this dude had a makeshift gun and shot that dude in the fucking back with
Yeah.
like a makeshift shotgun, I believe. I forget.
oh
But
no,
I mean,
no, and once again, man, the
Oof.
names because
I don't remember his name either, but it was a big fucking deal.
Dude, they showed a picture of the gun that, if I'm remembering the correct story, they showed a picture of the homemade gun that he made, and like it was something out of like Fallout 4, like a pipe rifle. It was 2 pipes on a board that were fastened to the board, if I believe correctly, and then it actually had an electrical ignition system to shoot the bullets out. Like that was that was a crazy story at the time.
I mean, the leader from Slovakia was just shot several months ago. He was shot 5 fucking times. He lived, but yeah, he opposes a certain war going on in Europe right now. You know, Russia, Ukraine, and you know, you almost wonder if he's targeted by certain people because of that. You know, people wonder now if because Viktor Orban of Hungary is very much against that shit, and people talk about him having something happen because he's been trying to make trips and trying to negotiate just a treaty to stop that shit. And they're a part of NATO, and then that shit's pissing them off. It's fucking weird. It's all complicated.
Well, it's and I've brought this guy up several times. I'm seeing him on YouTube more and more. Rathbone, this guy who's talking about the Israel-Palestine conflict, and you know. Dude, we see these jokes, you know, we were joking about it, you know, okay, Trump survived that assassination attempt, and then you're scrolling through Facebook, and then you see, I don't know if anybody else has seen this, I don't know if these keywords will help, but just type in like Trump assassination Matrix meme, and it's hilarious, you know, so all these memes have come out about it. that are hilarious. Oh, jeez.
What?
I was trying to make a point, and then I spaced on it.
Oh, it happens.
Yeah.
No, that shit's fucking crazy. And of course, people are pissed because, you know, of course, all the memes of being pissed because the dude missed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which is like, Jesus fucking Christ.
And I tried to put myself in those, like, I tried to put myself in those shoes. Like, well, everybody always asks the what if. Well, what if it was Biden?
Yeah, I'd be fucking freaking out because then Kamala Harris is in power.
Well, and I mean that's that's a hilarious way to look at it. But oh, damn it!
I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, now that brings me back to thank you. You reminded me accidentally. The guy Rathbone talking about you know, he makes some of these videos, and I mean, I hear about stuff like Jack Black and all that stuff, and like they say, just it just seems like it's the simplest words, but it implies the most hateful shit. But Rathbone did this thing where it was like, you know, he was talking on behalf of the Republicans and the Democrats. We have to calm this violence down. You know, it doesn't happen in America. We only want it to happen in other countries. You know?
Well, part of some of these
like
people
you
are
were
also
mentioning.
stupid because some of them called for this, and then you had the little shit member like Kathy Griffin holding up the bloody Trump head as like a symbol of something. And it's like, you know, I get it, you have free speech and stuff, but there are crazy people that inspires them, and it's like all of a sudden, I mean, these people are inciting shit about Trump for a while, so it's really not a surprise that something happens at some point.
Yeah, and
You get one of these guys, you look at the pictures of that shooter, you get these people that have that blank look in their eyes, man, and they have a certain feeling about something. You don't know what's going through their head. I told you earlier, man, that dude had a weird, the pictures. It reminds me of the pictures of the fucking Sandy Hook guy, man. Just this blank-eyed fucking look on this young dude's face, and he did this crazy fucking shit, man.
Yeah, yeah.
And he has no ties to anything. You know, does not a lot of posts, man.
2 years out of high school. Yeah.
Not a lot of information about him and how he felt about stuff. It's a little weird.
Well, you know what? It's been less than 7 days.
Well, they're saying
So-
that he didn't have social media accounts and stuff.
Dude,
Same shit.
they're gonna dig into this fucker hard, and we're gonna find out stupid shit that, like, oh, we couldn't release this to the media because XYZ. You know, we're gonna find out more. I mean, dude, it's the first time I saw it.
Dude, they already found out when he donated when he was 17, it was $15 to a certain group. I mean, they dig that up. They just said he just didn't put a lot of shit out there.
To add a little bit of comedy to this awful situation, Sunday you told me that's how I found out. You sent me the text message like, oh shit, you know, look at this, and then I started reading it, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna let this breathe. Like, okay, here's the facts. They shot at him. You know, he's okay. They rushed him off. Everything's good. Didn't know anything about the people in the crowd or you know how I found out that they got the guy who shot at Trump? Dude, it was a fucking meme of the Hawk Tua girl spitting on him as like it had his. Dude, it was
him on the ground, wasn't it? Bloody.
With blood.
That's
on
what
him.
I saw first before I saw regular pictures. I didn't see the Hawk 2 and shit. Jesus.
That's the world.
Spit on that thing.
That's the world, dude. That's the world we live in, where sometimes that's how you find out about shit. It's the silliest, dumbest thing, but it drags you in the direction you need to go to. Sometimes you just are a fucking idiot and you just laugh at a funny fucking meme that should have been tired, 3 days after it was popular. But little dig at the Hawk Tua girl. Don't worry, she's doing fine, folks.
Well, I told you about the sticker somebody made, right?
Oh, dude.
If she don't hawk to her, you don't talk to her.
Dude,
Goddamn dumbass shit, man.
The memes from that.
Dude had it on his hard hat and shit.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for confirming the stereotype for some people.
But yeah, going back to the original thing, that this is just it's been less than a week. They're gonna find shit. You know what? They're gonna find out shit that maybe we don't hear about for another 15, 20 years. But they're gonna find stuff out about this dude. I'm hearing different stuff. Like, dude, I heard different stuff throughout the day today about that guy. The stuff. I mean, and I don't know how old the information is, but the stuff about he was like an extra in a BlackRock commercial. Donated to the Democratic Party, but registered as Republican in Pennsylvania. He's like different stuff happened, and then you start hearing all these people from like the kids at school. Yeah, we saw him in school. It was weird. He would make just like dress around. It's like some of this stuff is silly, but then again, how old is the information, right?
Well, and at the same time,
he's 2 years out of high school.
If he didn't really open up to people, you don't know what was going on in that dude's head.
Yeah, but the people who did know him, right? Like the people he went to school with, how old are they? He was 2 years out, so he graduated in 2018. No, I can't remember when he graduated, but apparently it was 20, 21, 22, something like that.
It was just a few years ago.
So everybody he went to school with, they're like, just, dude, come on. We knew it. If we talk to a 21-year-old now, we'd be like, Jesus fucking Christ. I don't want to hear what you have to say about anything ever. And then these are the people who are like, yeah, he was real creepy looking and he got bullied a lot. And it's like, well,
that's the same thing all the classmates say about every fucking school shooter.
Yeah. But it's like, okay, you know what? I'll give you all that shit. Did anybody ever try and be his friend? No. We just bullied the hell out of him. I just remember laughing constantly. They won't say that part. Where
he was the scapegoat, man. Everybody treated him like shit. Even the losers treated him like shit.
They won't. They won't. It's like, hey, anybody ever try to be his friend? Oh, no. We all just laughed at him mercilessly. And that's why I'm doing this news report right now, discussing like this monster that we created. It's like, really, dude? You're going to just sit there and just willingly say stupid shit into a news camera? I mean, if you think about it like that, if you want to go down that road, dude, the Columbine shooters, like, obviously there was something wrong. They were treated wrong. They were raised wrong. And then they did what they did. And it's like, hey, man, nobody ever, like, reached a hand out? Not one?
No. No. If anything, some of those guys got treated like shit. And then, it's not condoning what they did, but, man, you don't know if somebody's brain's all fucked up. A lot of people, they'll put up with shit and they can figure their way through it, man. You get somebody that's got a little bit of a fucking, short in their brain a little bit, man. Things click with some of them people. It doesn't justify it, but when people keep piling on that shit, what the fuck is you?
Yeah. And dude, it's
and then he's a demon to everybody. I was like, who made the demon?
Dude,
society made the fucking demon.
It's only getting like, it only gets worse as information becomes more plentiful, because there's this weird duality to it. Going back to the Haktua girl, it was funny, and then they beat that horse to fucking death. But the Haktua girl, apparently she's getting offers from companies for this, that, and the other. I don't know what the companies are. I'm pretty sure she's not doing OnlyFans. Otherwise, I would have heard about it.
She's already been on podcasts and shit, because course clips show up on the phone. People asked her, do you have OnlyFans? They asked her if she already had it, because there's so many fucking young women that have that fucking shit.
And the thing is, she could have gone that route.
Yep.
She probably could have gone that after the Haktua thing became popular. She could have fucking gone and did that. Whatever. Somebody's going to pay for it. It's sad as it is.
I think somebody asked her if she was going to spit in a jar and sell it to people and shit like that. It's like, Jesus Christ.
But you said something silly and kind of,
she was probably a little intoxicated. It was on the streets at night in a fucking city and shit. And as a young girl.
Isn't that the difference? It's a slight difference. You could be man or woman. Putting that out there, you can be a man or woman, you can be fucking totally fucked up, and you can say something totally fucked up in somebody else's camera you're really not even aware of, and you can become like an internet sensation. That same thing with the wrong words can send you the other way, where you lose your job, and you can't feed your family, and you end up homeless, and it's like the way
think about a bunch of those people just taking a walk around the Capitol.
Dude, the way that the internet can either fucking like boost you up or drag it.
Remember the dude with the fucking horn hat in the Capitol, and then when they release the security footage and it's just him walking around with the American flag, and like a few security guys just pretty much following him and directing him to where doors are unlocked and shit. And what did they call him? The Q shaman. Mm-hmm. Was what he was known as. Dude had mental issues, kept him locked up for a while. They didn't release him until a lot of that footage was released and played on the fucking news, which people were against them releasing. But it was just something put out there, and it ruined his life. That shit ruined a lot of people's lives.
Dude,
so
yeah, I mean, we can go into a rabbit hole about that, about the conditions of people that were in, these people who were taken off the street, like, shortly after that.
I bet you that dude who shit on Pelosi's desk is still locked up. They probably got him in solitary. Fucking Pelosi probably came in. Don't let him out.
Yeah, I mean,
shit on his chest.
I had heard different stories about that, about, these people speaking with their lawyers about the conditions of the prisons that they were in. Like mold on the walls and...
Actually, hold on real quick. Do you think she was more pissed about the shit on her desk, or the fact that he took one of her... She had beers in a fucking mini fridge, and he fucking... Before he shit on the desk, took the fucking... There was pictures of him. He took the beer out of the fridge, drank the fucking beer, had his feet up on her desk, and then proceeded to apparently take a shit on her fucking desk.
See, that's the difference, man. That's the difference. If he had just taken a beer, put his feet up, and drank that beer on the desk, right? You know, he'd be running the rounds on the internet and on fucking Fox News at the time when this was happening. It's like, yeah, all I did was crack the beer, put my feet up on her desk. Why she got beer there? Blah blah blah. No, he took a shit. That's the extra word that takes you down in YouTube. In his case, the worst you could, like, oh man, hey, you know what? Damn, you know, I lost my job, but I can get another job. No, this dude's in prison.
Man, what did you do? You've been in there a long time.
I shit on Nancy Pelosi's desk. And then the prisoners in there, you know what they're going to say? I don't know who that bitch is. Who's that? You work for a company or something?
No shit. I bet that's what he wishes.
Are prisoners that have been in the prison system for the past 30 years, some of them are maybe up on politics, but I guarantee you the majority of them probably aren't.
Oh, a lot of them
Either that or
act
we're
like
not
they're
hearing a story
scholars
from
when
them.
they come out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Oh, you're that or pastors. One or the other. I'm all up on the Bible, and then I get out, and then they head right to the fucking red light district. I've been saved. But, yeah. People are fucking crazy.
It's so crazy.
It's stupid.
But
There's like big fucking things of sheep in both directions.
yeah, something a coworker had mentioned to me actually. Once again, the amount of stupidity, like the amount of concern and stupidity that surrounded this particular event. You know, Trump getting assassinated. You know, you'll see these things where it's like people are like, this is an outrage. And then you got people like, we need to calm shit down. Then you got the awful people that are just like, oh my God, you almost had it. You missed. What the fuck? And you know, these people that are saying this awful shit, like, dude, it's somebody dying.
I know. You got all those people that are like bitter against him about certain things. Like, damn it, he was almost aborted. Damn it.
No, you know, that was a, that was a, it's crazy that,
And then all it did was feed the machine that they hate.
yeah, but I mean, still though, it's like,
in a way it did, man. Trump gets on my nerves sometimes.
maybe it's fresh because it's new. This is all new. And there wasn't anything like super, like if Trump had died, you know, these kind of jokes, they said like, hey, you know what? A civil war was almost avoided. And it's like, I think to myself, I was like, really? I don't think it would have caused a civil war. But then I start to think, all these people who are this upset about Trump almost dying, how would they act if he had actually had?
There's a lot of those people that are like that about it, that have been biting their tongues and biting their feelings when they see other people where a little thing happens and they're on the opposite side and they go out there and tear shit down and burn shit up. And it's like, why is that okay? This is fucked up. You got people who, there's tension on the other side that because they know they're going to have the powers that be come at them more than the other side. It's pretty fucking obvious, you know? It's almost like it's being pushed for a reason sometimes, you know?
Oh yeah, like I was trying to remain objective about the whole thing. Like, okay, crazy shooter. You know, just a few moments ago, I was speaking in sympathy with this person that, you know, was made into a monster. So it's like, oh man, okay. Fucked up brain, did what he did. Oh, damn, you know? But then you see where it's like, okay, how many buildings were there when he was doing this speech? It was like you had the podium and then you had two buildings, almost like in a Y shape. Only two things that a sniper could be on. Why wasn't there? Why wasn't there anything there? And then it's like, all right, man, sometimes like there's like conspiracy theories that are like real vague, but there's like a lot of very interesting questions that are getting popped up because of the ease of using the internet. Anybody who's got a phone can record anybody saying anything from moments before something like this happened, during, and after. There's enough cell phone footage everywhere. You can find it. You can find the interesting story. I don't know if you've seen the interesting story of the gentleman who is speaking with the news crew about, warning the police, like, hey, there's somebody up here.
I saw that.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
It was like if Guy Fieri worked at McDonald's. Like, Jesus Christ, dude, you look like a crazy person. But what he was saying was totally true. But did you see the video of that guy? I'm not 100% sure. Did he was wearing, I don't know if it was to make America Great Again, but it was a visor. Because I remember just seeing his crazy hair coming out the top of it. But it's like, hey, why are there all these questions? Why didn't the FBI come out and make a statement? I don't think they've made a statement yet.
No, they haven't. I know they gave Trump more Secret Service. They did take some away to give to Jill Biden for an event she was going to speak at, and they
Fair
finally
enough.
just
You got to protect the president.
Well, Robert Kennedy his people had requested some protection because he's running too, and he's the family, and they rejected it. Right after that shit happened, they decided to give Robert Kennedy some fucking Secret Service protection, but the Biden administration denied it because they were the ones who give permission.
It's
because it has to come out of his own pocket.
I forget exactly how it goes, but like you become president, you run your term, whether it's 1 or 2, whatever, you still get all of the protections a president would get. Secret Service, yada, yada, yada.
You get that, but they dumbed it down.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Dude, I mean, come on, dude. You want the creme de la creme protecting the actual president. You're not gonna get presidential, I'm sure, and man, that's a fucking fucked up thing to say. Like, yeah, I bet you're like a D-list. Well, yeah, you know what? Fuck that. Yeah. There was a bunch of C and D list Secret Service people there if what happened was allowed to happen. I hate to be an armchair general about this, but when there's only 2 buildings, you have people on the buildings to make sure that there aren't people on the fucking buildings. And they didn't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh, yeah. Man. We went out. You know what? It was hilarious. I thought we would only be able to burn like 5-8 minutes just on this. But it's a big fucking thing, and
it's a big deal, and there's a lot of fucking crazy, stupid people in their reactions, and I mean, on both sides, because you got the other side, that's for Trump, and like, the Civil War's here, the Civil War's. I was like, calm the fuck down,
okay. Dude. With that, like, man, I haven't seen that kind of behavior.
I've only just heard some people rant.
Hey, man, there's crazy people on both sides. The ones that I see the most are in my YouTube fucking wind tunnel that I try to escape from time to time by using other types of media, namely the one that we're going to be posting this on to, BitChute. But yeah, it's very hard. They just, man, I think I like unsubscribed to the Quartering and Tim Pool like a year ago. But I still keep getting their videos. And the reason why, occasionally I'll click on them. But Jesus Christ, it's like, the bald beanie and fucking... Tim Pool doesn't have an excuse. I've made this argument before. It's like, yeah, I'm a milquetoast fence setter. No, you're not. You follow a very specific... And hey, you know what? The funny thing is, you know what?
I don't want to be banned. I want to make my money.
Well, it was like, you used to be liberal. That's cool, man. And then you switch to more. It's obvious that you have more conservative values than you thought you had. Otherwise, you wouldn't make comments. No, he doesn't do this anymore. He's established himself. But in the early days, before he was,
Yeah, it was annoying as fuck.
yeah.
I was like, dude, just fucking say
think-
it. It's
I
not
think-
you moving away. It's them moving in a different direction. Just say you're not a communist.
And dude, I think he even like pulled out like, I'm and I can't remember the reference, but he's even pulled out like, yeah, I'm Korean. I'm not a white guy. It wasn't saying, that sounds a lot worse than what I'm saying in the context of the
It
show
doesn't
that he
sound
was
worse.
doing.
There's a lot of that shit that goes on.
But-
It's like, oh, I can say what I want to say because I'm not a white guy.
Well, and it wasn't that he couldn't say what he couldn't say because he wasn't a white. It was.
If you're a white guy, fucking say it. That's like saying your speech is suppressed.
But
Fuck
yeah, I
that.
mean, he's pulled that card. He doesn't do it anymore. Once again, he's very established, and it was like, and you know what? He might not even, dude. It's been so long since I've listened to like a podcast of his. Like, I just every once in a while.
It's
I'll
funny because the two you just mentioned team up a little bit more. They were always separate, but they go
the quartering.
Yeah,
Oh
quartering.
yeah. He I mean, you get big enough, on any particular side, and you get big enough on any side. Eventually, you do crossovers. I think the big thing for I think the big thing for Tim Pool and Jeremy of the Quartering was like affiliations with Steven Crowder at the time. It's you've got a Rogan bump, you've got a Crowder bump, dude. If there's anybody who's more successful than you, and you can put yourself on their platform, and basically that's the whole thing about internet currency. It's like, hey, I'm on here, I'm bigger, I want to interview you. Oh, that's awesome. I can connect to your fan base. Once again, that can go either
Like people going on Alex Jones.
that can go either positively for you or negatively. Like a lot of comedians on Joe Rogan, up and coming, go on the Joe Rogan show, get a big ass bump. They're fucking doing Netflix specials, blah blah blah. That's like the top tier of an example.
I don't like
of
the
that.
way he banned certain things though. I didn't like when I heard Owen Benjamin. He didn't like people. It got to a point where he didn't want people that were bringing up his name, apparently. And now that part of that was coming from Owen Benjamin at first, but then apparently it was true because there were some of those people that Owen Benjamin was also friends with, and they were like, yeah, told not to bring up your name and stuff like that. He's finally starting to get a little bit more. I don't know. I listen to his stuff sometimes. He's good, but apparently Rogan's got a thing against him, man, because of the way he talks.
Rogan's got something against Owen Benjamin.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, well, dude.
But you know what? He doesn't help because Owen Benjamin apparently is a giant. He is very tall. He's very tall.
Oh yeah, and I mean Joe
and
Rogan famously makes fun of his statures. I mean he's a shorter man. I mean, dude, he's built like a fucking brick, shit house or whatever. But he's a shorter man. He made jokes about that. I believe him. So I can imagine. Yeah, Owen Benjamin's just like it's just towering over.
But that's what, and then he starts playing the piano.
Yeah. Well, and I never,
that man's talented.
dude, I never saw the original Joe Rogan Owen Benjamin.
Apparently, it was
thing.
awkward.
Yeah, and well, that's the thing. The next time Owen Benjamin comes on, there was another comedian that was with him. Damn, and I actually like this guy's work. Shit, what's his name? This is an example. We went off on a tangent on this, and I can't remember the guy's name. But I think he famously he's got a lot of jokes about growing up. I can't remember if it was Jehovah's Witness or Mormon. Anyways, he's on with Owen Benjamin on the Joe Rogan podcast, and I mean he's being very funny. He's very entertaining. But lots of people in the comments were like, "Oh my God, wow! I really love that. That's a very lifelike cutout of Owen Benjamin in this interview. Like he wasn't really talking. The other stand-up comedian was just dominating the show."
Some of those guys will really take over fucking shit, though.
I mean, there's that. I've done that. I've done that to you doing this. Sorry about that.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
But yeah, no. I mean, you have a certain ideology, And one thing I'll give Rogan credit for, especially recently, is just like, you know, if somebody comes on his show acting batshit crazy, and then another, another, I mean, because he was talking to intellectuals in the beginning of his podcast before, like, you know, it got to the popularity that it was. So then you're hearing him like, yeah, this Terrence Howard guy, all of this stuff is fucking crazy. It's you know, and then he had Terrence Howard and oh man, can't remember. I can remember Terrence Howard's name, but not the guy who's been on his show a bunch of times.
Man, every time you say Terrence, I just keep thinking of Terrence McKenna.
Terrence McKenna.
Want some mushrooms? Sorry.
No. I mean, did
Terrence
you?
Howard. Is he related to fucking
No. He played. Terrence Howard.
Is he one of the Howard brothers?
He played War Machine in the Iron Man movies. Yeah, he's an actor. I believe I'm getting the name right.
I thought it was a black dude who played War Machine.
Yeah, Terrence Howard.
It's Terrence Howard?
Man, you're looking at me so weird that I'm thinking that I've got his last name wrong. Damn.
I thought it was Don Cheadle.
Huh?
Or did he do...
Okay, never mind. You just said Don Cheadle, and I don't know who that is. Okay, I don't know who that is, but...
or did he play... No, he played the dude that... I forget.
Anyway,
all right.
there was this,
I'm really
dude,
mixing up black dudes.
There's this. Oh man. Okay.
I think.
Let's. Oh man. You don't know about Terrence Howard? This isn't like it's a newer but older news story. All right. The guy who played War Machine in the Iron Hand movies, Iron Man. Sorry.
Man.
I'm in Warhammer mode. The Iron Man movie. He was supposed to get his own spinoff. I believe that was like it was going to be a War Machine franchise. Man, he was in some other, like, he's been in some big stuff, but then he started going out and talking about how 1 times 1 does not equal 1.
Same as like people did the 2 + 2 doesn't equal 4 thing.
No. This isn't like a 1984 thing, or maybe it is. Maybe it's just a crazy person, but no. He said that you can't multiply, like, I forget his crazy ideology, but one of his most crazy things was that 1 times 1 doesn't equal 1. Every time you multiply something by something, you can't get back to it. Look up the videos. It's mind-bogglingly weird from somebody who took 5th grade math. But he's got some other things too, and the guy that was critiquing him on the Joe Rogan podcast came, like, he had them both on there. Man, I wish I could remember the guy's name. He's a college professor. He's been on there a bunch of times, but he went on there with Terrence Howard and was like, I'm saying this in the nicest way possible.
What, you're a fucking idiot?
He didn't say fucking idiot.
Well,
no.
he dumbed that down.
No, I think in a way he kind of appreciated the way that Terrence Howard is thinking out of the box, but saying that ultimately his explanation of multiplication and physics in general is like dangerously stupid to, I think, try and tell other people about. Like he's ignoring things about basic mathematics and physics that make his ideas sound smart, but they can be very dangerous. You know? Another example of that, actually, that I saw was a man. He seems like this is not the same thing. This is not like an actor. This is just like a regular guy who's trying to do this thing on YouTube. He's trying to extract oil from plastics, like putting a bunch of plastic trash and extracting what he's calling crude oil. And I was like, man, that's unbelievable that you're able to do that. But, you know, I want to call bullshit on it. And
I've extracted oil from plants.
Well, apparently, some real, scientists with this came out and they were like, yeah, the stuff that he's extracting, we actually, he calls that crude oil. Actually, what we call that is cancer juice. Like, he's getting a burnable oil from these plastics, but I forget what the actual carcinogen is, but like normal gasoline is supposed to have like less than 1% of this carcinogen, and the crude oil that he's making, or that he's calling crude oil, is something like 30%, and it's crazy. So you've got very intelligent people, hopefully, coming up with these. Well, you know what? You know
Well, there is like the guys that used to come up with vehicles that would run off water, but then they all would die.
You know what? I thought you weren't gonna go there.
I mean, I couldn't help it.
No,
with
no,
what
no.
you just said.
Well, that is it. I thought you weren't going to go there. I thought you were going to talk more positive, and then I was going to bring up the not that exact negative
It's
thing.
happened multiple times
say,
too.
the
I've had guys at this dude at work. He was like, "Yeah, they killed." One dude brought it up at work because it's multiple people who've done it, and they were like, "Yeah, they killed him because he was a black guy." I was like, "Dude, it ain't because of that. Because there's a couple people that have done it, and they both had shit happen
What did he
to
try
where
to
they
do?
fucking die."
Was it
They
solar?
came up with a
hydrogen?
No, both of them did the water thing.
Yeah,
Vehicles that would run off water.
Yeah.
It was multiple. There's a couple didn't know each other or anything, but they were all kind of poisoned or something like that. And the one dude I was talking to, and he's a cool dude. This guy Dominic I used to work with, and I got him thinking about certain shit. And luckily he didn't think. You know, he was like, "Man, you're right about a lot of this shit." I was like, "Dude, it's what it is. I'm not gonna go down down that road." But he brought that up with the cars, and he said the dude was taken out just because he was black. I was like, unless you can show me something that says that, I'd believe you. I was like, it's not because of that. It's because of what he came up with is why he was taken out. Because I showed him another dude who came up with that, and there was stuff about him,
Dude, and you know what?
because it's cheap.
You were sitting there talking about, you know, kind of veering towards getting back into the, you know what? It's actually pretty full circle. You know, we started off talking about like the most, you know, top tier, you know, versions of assassination, but then now just because they're a little bit of a threat to the company, you know, oh man, somebody, well, a little bit of a threat. That's a stupid thing to say. Somebody who can make a car that runs on water instead of dinosaur bones. Yeah, you better believe that the oil companies are probably killing those people.
You're fucking with my bottom line.
Killing them, taking their copyrights, and then perfecting those copyrights over a long period of time. And then when the dinosaur bones finally do run out, they'll be the people who capitalize.
It was
on,
like a more brutal way of like certain.
H2O driven cars. You better believe it. Fucking Shell will be
Yeah.
selling water in another 75 years.
Dude, it's like a more brutal way, you know, that like, you know, when certain scientists would go to patent offices and steal people's ideas, you know, it's just, you know, only a little bit more brutal because somebody would lose their life. They weren't just stealing shit. I mean, I guess maybe they broke a few fingers and accused them of shit and it just got buried, you know, because of who controls the news. But
That's an interesting thing too, man.
boy,
No, going back to that dude who is, because I've seen his videos at least over the past 2 years. The guy, man, it's fucking terrible. At the end of this,
does he like mudslides?
the stuff that he makes looks like mudslides, but if he can figure out how to extract crude oil from plastics, dude. A lot of people think like, oh man, I just dumped my bottle. I just dumped my 20, you know, my 20-ounce Pepsi. I threw it in the recycling bin. Didn't I do a good job, dude? You know what?
If he could do it, how much oil goes into fucking plastic? Though?
Well, that's the thing. Whenever you recycle a plastic bottle, oh man, I'm doing my part for the environment. No. It's not like aluminum where you can melt it down to its base component and then remold it into something. Plastic, once it is formed, it's a very, very expensive and time-consuming process to actually turn that into a recyclable product.
I always go back to
They're
remember
lying.
back in the 90s. You got to save the planet. Let's get rid of the paper bags at the grocery store, and it's all plastic now. We're saving the earth. Come on, man. We can replant the trees. Keep using the fucking paper.
Now, and you know what? With that, once trees are a renewable resource as long as we can reasonably grow them before we can tear them up. But
We got it mastered though. We do it right here, man.
But
we got
recycling-
certain areas
Oh,
just
yeah.
right over here around this county where you cut it down every 15, 20 years and that shit grows the fuck back. And you
yeah,
do
but-
it again.
and
reforestation, man.
And I'm pretty sure that they like, you know, if the guys who were cutting down trees, the ones who were clearing out a lot of that land, I'm sure that a percentage of it goes to lumber. I'm sure a percentage of it goes to, you know,
A lot of renewable shit.
yeah. But you know, with like paper, metal and paper, and maybe I'm speaking from ignorance about paper, but I definitely know about the plastics. They're not recycling plastics the way that you think.
No,
And if
that's
they
why
are,
it turns into a fucking island into the ocean.
Well, no,
in
no,
the
no.
ocean and
If,
shit.
if you take your plastics to a recyclable center, you know, they might be able to repurpose it, but they can only repurpose it one other time. Anything that you drink out of that's plastic and recyclable never gets recycled into another, so they say, another drinkable container. So
they do it because
your-
it's cheaper, man.
Your water bottles get
Glass could be
recycled
broken down
into-
again. Remember how many
Yeah.
things were made of all the sodas and Gatorades and shit back in the, do you remember glass bottles for Gatorades
Yeah.
and sodas and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
so, like,
and it
with-
probably tasted better too. I know they still sell the glass bottles of Coke, man. That shit's fucking delicious and I don't
Oh, yeah.
even fucking drink soda.
You gotta get that kind with the cane sugar, the Mexican Coke.
Yeah.
You gotta get, you
with
gotta
the
get that Mexican.
You need that special sauce. Get a little
You gotta get that Mexican Coca-Cola, folks.
Yeah.
Maybe if you're in Europe, they make Coca-Cola in Spain, and it's better than the
Do it that
kind
way.
in
Keep your
Germany.
nose clear. Drink a beer, baby.
All
Make
right.
you feel better.
All right, see, you and I both know we're genuinely talking about Coca-Cola, and then I'm like, hey, folks, we're just talking about Coca-Cola. In the meanwhile, you're so they're talking about how we're talking about anything but. All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, the man, lost my train of thought again on that. Oh yes, recycling. Jeez Louise. I'll edit that long pause out. But no, glass, metal, paper. Paper, you grind it up, you bleach it up, you press it back into normal fucking paper. You know,
Or fucking burn it.
well, yeah, I mean, you burn it, but you know, if you recycle paper, it can be renewable. It is a
True.
renewable. It's a double renewable resource because yes, we can grow more trees. We can't.
I remember when they had to
Make
stop
more
doing paper
iron.
bags and the paper bags had the paper bags were recycled paper. I was like, but you're going to switch to plastic, but it's cheaper.
Oh yeah, yeah, and I mean, think about. I mean, I go and grab the Walmart bag. The way I recycle plastic bags is I hold on to them and then I use them to clean trash out of areas and then I tie them up into little teeny trash bombs and then I throw them into a landfill.
I feel like the only places now you can get a fucking paper bag is the fucking liquor store or a comic book shop.
No. I mean, there's lots of places that do paper bags. I mean, like just restaurants in general. Man.
Oh yeah, Chinese restaurants always a paper bag.
Chinese. Well, I mean, and they put your food in either. Well, some
And
of
then
them.
they-
Some
oh
of them
yeah,
will
the
put it-
styrofoam.
some of them will put their, you know, you get the authentic, you know, Chinese food wax paper containers, you know, that okay, recyclable. But yeah, most of the time, if it's not in a fucking big ass styrofoam clamshell, it is in like
Plastic.
17 plastic containers. And everybody knows, you know, you did it. I'm calling you out, folks, especially the folks at Partlow. You use
go
that as
Partlow.
You use that as Tupperware afterwards. It's okay. I can smell my own.
Hey, that's reusing.
Once again,
Hey man, it's like some of the containers that they sell lunch meat in. Why you sell? All right, and then I'll reuse that shit.
it's the same. You know what? And that's just another type of recycling because what's a
Damn right it is.
What's a 6-pack of Glad containers cost you? Yeah, you know, maybe it's only you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, I
Basically,
know what you're
like
talking
the,
about.
the containers that the meat
It's easier
already
to save
comes
the
in.
other shit.
Yeah, just
Maybe it's a thicker plastic. Maybe that's the difference.
you can get the Glad kind that are basically like the Ziploc bags of Tupperware where the plastic's real thin. Don't lie to me. I wrapped noodles up in it last night. But yeah, it's like, why would you pay $8 for that when, yeah, maybe it takes
I've
you a
done it
little bit
before,
longer.
but you get a bunch of containers in it, though.
You get a bunch of containers all at once, but man, just keep buying that overpriced sulfate, infused lunch meat, and then you get that nice plastic.
I was gonna say,
container
I can't
that you
remember.
can
I
microwave
haven't
your
bought that
spaghetti
lunch
in
meat.
and get all those plastic chemicals bowled
I haven't
up
bought
in
that
there.
shit in a long time, but when I did save those containers.
Of course, you do.
I can't remember the last time I bought lunch meat.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh damn. Then. I hope that's somebody else's lunch meat because I haven't been touching it. It's been in there, and I thought it was yours. I got a different set, like the kind that's in there. You got the bologna with the skin on it. Well,
I don't buy
you don't
bologna.
have the bologna with the skin on it because you've just informed me.
Yeah, I don't have any bologna.
Huh? Wonder whose that is. Oh well. We'll just
You guys
throw it.
are the only ones that get the bologna.
Yeah. I mean, we've been on a real bologna kick, but now we're getting the hard salami.
Hard salami is pretty fucking
It's
good.
pretty good. I mean, it's a thinner sandwich, but it's a more flavorful sandwich.
It's fucking
I mean,
delicious.
you can throw as many
That
slices.
used to be one of my go-tos, man.
You can throw as many slices of salami as you want. No, I mean, this isn't like the Oscar Mayer, just regular salami, which is delicious too. But no, we bought this just hard salami. It comes in like really fucking razor thin pieces, but she puts 3 of them on the sandwich with whatever cheese we got. And even though it's not as much as 2 slices of bologna, it's a pretty good sandwich.
No, I love me some salami, man. Hard fucking salami.
Hard salami.
No, seriously, it's delicious.
It is.
Any
like-
mustard,
In the
mustard, mayonnaise.
big sandwich slices.
Yeah, no,
Or,
there's some really good ones. I've noticed the ones that they're smaller in the width, but they're a little thicker. That shit's really good, and they almost look darker.
Nice.
But I don't know. I like any kind of salami. It's fucking delicious. Give me all the salami. Excuse me. Oh, that
damn.
was rude. Went this whole episode. Dude,
I'm pretty sure I burped directly into the microphone at least 4 times.
the way you said it made it seem like it was a fart instead of a burp. It broke right into it. Wait. Oh, God.
But man, can't be sitting there talking about this food.
I know.
Think we're
'Cause
gonna
now
have
it's
to-
time for breakfast for dinner.
I know, right? It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's going to
Yep.
be pretty sweet. Well, that was pretty fun. We had a little bit of a break, got back into it, got a little flow going, went in different directions. Perhaps Hellraiser next time.
Yeah, man. We can check that out.
Yeah, makes me want to watch some Hellraiser. I know you've been reading them demented books, though. I bet your dreams have been all fucked up. I mean, I listen to BitChute and fall asleep, so who am I to talk
Man,
about fucked up dreams?
I have like the weirdest dreams, and I hold on to the memories of them for about 5 minutes after I wake up. But yeah, they're weird dreams. But you know what? As somebody who often goes to sleep, where it's like I close my eyes and then I open my eyes and then it's tomorrow, I don't mind a weird ass dream, long as I wake up from it.
Yeah, dude.
Long as I didn't piss myself and I woke
we
up
can
from
go
it.
down a whole fucking hole for dreams and what they do to you, man.
Okay, well we're gonna have to do some studging.
Yes.
But yeah. All right, folks. You guys have a good one. And man, hopefully things don't get too crazy in the next 3 days. Jesus Christ.
Keep your heads up. We got this.
Really? Keep your heads up.
Yeah. Oh, maybe that was the wrong phrase
Keep
to
your
use.
heads down,
Yeah.
man.
Keep twitching because you never know when you might just dodge one.
Oh, damn.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
I'm hungry.
Had to throw that dark humor in there. But yeah, it was pretty good, man.
Go Partlow.
Nice.